Today, Rinpoche began chapter 5, where we find all of the signs to show one if he or she has truly achieved single-pointed concentration and calm abiding. If these specific signs are not present, then you haven't. We can capture some of the transmission, or all of the transmission that we missed. Okay, Digsung Rinpoche.
Yeah.
Tuche. Then the Nipa. Nipa de la dene.
Nipa de la dene.
Sene.
Chibi rinpa la song.
Data.
Sen chi rinpa ngun. Te tu chuki dulu.
Oh, they jipu sun dan lanji rimba de lama son.
Oh yeah.
They ted kason.
Oh yeah.
Dene the chishina ngela la. Digsung.
Okay.
So we just realized that Rinpoche had given some commentary, and then I didn't do it. So anyway, if we were to divide the Buddha's teachings into three categories, we would divide them into the teachings for beings of three capacities. These relate to three different results. So if we look at the beginning category, the teachings shared in common with beings of small capacity, this category of teachings is for beings who wish to achieve rebirth in the higher realms of cyclic existence. This practitioner engages in the practices of going for refuge to the three jewels of the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha, and engages in ethical behavior that negates or abandons the 10 non-virtuous activities, and then acknowledges one's downfalls if he or she makes a mistake. So this is called the teachings that are shared in common with beings of small capacity, and through relying on these practices, one is able to achieve a higher realm rebirth. So going for refuge, engaging in ethics that abandons the 10 non-virtuous activities, and acknowledging one's downfalls or confessing them as one goes through one's practice. The next category, the teachings shared in common with beings of medium capacity, are the teachings for beings who wish to achieve nirvana or their own individual liberation. And these practices are the highest higher trainings, the three highest higher trainings, the highest higher training in ethics, concentration, and wisdom. And in dependence upon these three highest higher trainings, the practitioner is able to achieve nirvana or his or own individual liberation. And the final category, the teachings for beings of great capacity, is for the practitioner who wishes to achieve complete Buddhahood. He or she engages in the practices just mentioned, and then engages in the practice to generate the mind that aspires to enlightenment or bodhicitta, and then from that generation practices the six perfections. So in dependence upon these practices, this practitioner is able to achieve complete Buddhahood. So these are called the teachings shared in common with beings of three capacities, beginning with the teachings, the teachings for this. These are called the teachings for beings of three capacities, and they are the teachings shared in common with beings of small capacity, the teachings shared in common with beings of medium capacity, and the teachings for beings of great capacity. So this is how we would summarize all of Lord Buddha's teachings. So now we begin with chapter 5, in the great treatise on the stage of the path to enlightenment, where it says, the stages in which the mental states develop. There are three categories: the actual stages in which the mental states develop, the process of achieving them with the six forces, and how the four intentions are involved in this. Okay, Digsung Rinpoche. Tambo laso. Latmaso.
Tambo la gules. Tambo la ngata tingen zu gombi chu song de gwa.
So here we're explaining the single-pointed concentration, Rinpoche is saying. This is the explanation of how single-pointed concentration occurs. Less so.
Mebala sente ne shezon sos jundu juba ne tambo tayu sente ni jendu mewa mebatala jundu juba te jun naba yo imeja shezo landu juba ne jenge ji inde sherudo ina Desheba Shenelaya meba teni la doba de. Nai nyoto to she ne tela la ne lembrasha shezo nyora juba ne gori dambole sengama iwa she ne pongwa ta sende na sende nai pone meba teni la bebe juba la she la shi menga le senraji ji jachiwa yang to du de chawa ji ne kone kondo juba jeba la she de lo de kondo yang sen na do duwa sha she zomba da tu no nisa le tombo ne jenga ji shuru de iwa ma jeba wo duwa jeba ne tengan zi san ne tengan zi la gawa jeba te tene yue ten tong yu shiro tengan zi la san du lu she so nisa le ne zu su yu nga tang tu sung tang jeba tang pe me ji tsima kang rong ki sen yi na tangpo ne tela nye me su sung ne tsama jubo dada ki sen tru mdewa she do shawra sheba ne nayin la chun tu te ne tengan zi la magawa shawra sheba te nayin nyebar tong shiro tela maga shawra sha she so nisa le ne debi na tu la subi na tu dang deba la mibi jiba la subi nyebi nyomo ji sen chu na tangpo ne tala nyeme su zong ne na tu dang nyenye tata la sen chu mtewa la she do naba shewa shebar ne cha sen dang yi mtewa dang mumba tang la so lamba tejin shewa she so nisa le ne jenge je ne ma shebe na du tang nyenye shun na shun du ju do tang do ma le ba pongwa she do tse je du sheba ne beme du ju bi she do bebe sheba te tene dukdun che ne sen la ngaban du che ragi ngagi yungwa tu che so te yang nisa le sen du che na che be pa du che ba me ba tang sen cha tingan zi che jun la yuba sheba te teta na jun chi tu sheba kanyi no, she somba tar sheba shashin, sen jebi mendo jang, jun tu sheba she son te meki kudung kuwa nango. Nyabar juba ne, sen nyabar jaba na, tanyung su sheba la, gori ne son la, juji tu sheba gombe, juji tu sheba gombe, hanru tu rangi ngaki, juji rangwa, tuba la, shishin, menga le sonso. Tata yang, tegon le ndume che so, nisa le tingen zito sheba sonshin, tingen zito sheba she sonshin, tenen yanda teni la, kun tu tenjin, kumbar she lan maudu she.
Chulun.
Shugo ngaja sonchu suni. Jun to joba dang rangi ngaki jubi lan to jin. Ngabar dojeba meba dang. Ranru je joba deni ji. 디 세나바 이완시비 땡아지 준라 요버는 조대 다다나 땡아진도 쉐바 인노 쉐 서와송소 세구이 면도 다다네 고네 담벌레시네 신내질라는 시심 셔러지 바로도 심발라소벌레 시대 시송바들 따르 시바오 또 주네 또 존로네 또 주네 또는 주대 너무 TV도나 되네 삼비도나 잠비도나 시진지도나 전주지도나 용소 제비도소 다다기 생업은 루비 추네 TV도지대 유비 생 루데 세메발라 유비 당아예라 퇴바장지 지순장네 담보로 메발라 퇴바장지 인지 라기 야야 산네 공부 메비셔로 삼비도네 윤도 유비 세진루 산루데 담보 메발라 따비 디 윤야야 산네 장발레 중세 퇴번 누바 토마 토비셔로 잠비도제는 내데 유비 세다 영한 유비 세인루데 메발레 이네 이와나 가지 메바테네 나도 되바다 다음에 잠비도제데 메발레 이와 메비셔로 시진지 또네 도라시비 세다 셔시비 세니 루데 나도도 년년지 참말레 추유 예미 시진도 리네 예미소 답 대베 드니라 추모대 유셔로 전주지 또네 나바셔와셔바다自己的셔바 세니루데 나도도 년년说了年他们说呀至于帮于当都没来进在这些边醒过了所谓这个是啦把门把军下说这边这个是准备下了这边到这呢냐버 준비 생루데 하만나라 공부치 또지 매매 또 나기 유비딩한지 제시로 대단해 예사에 공부제다와 인배 델레젠도 치바 나야 이데바 뭐요 델라 생고 토바 생고 토나네 버나 중 라소바 더발라 제신도 고나 다음에 대비 그노 손에 또나 바가서 세제도 인정 가능되니 뭐지봐 좀에도 뭐 따르 다음에 세메발라 대비 제빌레지 냐바자나 테네 제신나를 준도 대바 마조야 땡한지 처음에시비 윤샤소 윤담보 조토바 시종종 전세 주된 나를 때비 저 먹으베 뭐번 되셔봐 매전 매봐 시서와 인노 저와라 뭐도 잡아다 시진지 저 나를 때나 내 신고지 Meten shuji, bachu meneba, jun tunze joyu, tengen zin, chigula, deyang, sen jiba yinde, dedan goba yin, shingula soba, tengen zin meten bi shuji, bachi meneba, dayang, tala chambadan, shirin bachi do, ten gobe, ngoba, dwe sheba, bezun da cheba, she sawa yino, te cheba la, shingo la soba, chamu yang, chizang ne yang muleba, tanto muleba, goba she, gobe, sen dunba goso, te cheba la, na du nyun ji, iwan, nyeme su she ne, te la mo chua, shara shebi, sen shi, do den gobe, sen ngaba dan, choba gode, tenyi ne, she jin, do su chobe shiro, tenda wa cheba la yang, meba la, ina, nyodo, meba tenba dan, tambu ne, meba le inwa mejibe, tenba gobe, sen sumba dan, jiba gode, tenyi ne, tenba tenyi ji, ruba yinbe shiro, chewa tala, thoma, sen meba duba dan, tabi, jun meyinwa, gobe, sen tambu ni, ngodo chewa yino, teta na, do na, tamburu, danga tubi, jisu zhang la, sen nyamba, jusu lebar sha. Tene, te jaba te, yang san la, jun chungzi, tubi, gune, jun chang. Tene chenpa nyane ina, nyodo du la, meba jedo nyodo, chenpa dang. Tene chenpa shujin jeba la, tambu ne, meba la meiwa, chenpe to je, chenpa to jen, rupa dang, meba le jen do, yin yu shingo su ji jun tong yu gu ne, shara sheba, shi jin, chaba chi, tene, jingen chame yin na, tema ta re ne, jun jeba dang, je ne, mutun shu ji, parma jebe, jun jiren do tong yu, zu yu to je, te jeba na, be ne, bene gomba long tu chune bezu meba tilen zeto joyu sen guba druba yino
Chishin the NGK.
What
Mambo lesson.
college
Okay, okay. I'm going to read some. I told Rinpoche just for giving him a break. Okay, because all I translated were those three, correct? Yes. Okay, chapter 5, Attaining Serenity. 3 categories, the actual stages in which the mental states develop, the process of achieving them with the 6 forces, and how the 4 attentions are involved in this. A, or 1, the actual stages in which mental states develop. There are 9 mental states. 1, mental placement. This entails thoroughly withdrawing your attention from all... I wish I had the other glasses. I don't know where they went. Maybe these are better. I might have brought them home. Bear with me one moment here. It's so much to read that if I can't really see it that well, it's... I have to get a different pair. That's a little better. Okay, mental placement. This entails thoroughly withdrawing your attention from all outside objects and directing it inwardly to the object of meditation. Maitreya's ornament for the Mahayana Sutra states, after you have directed your attention to the object of meditation, number 2, it means etc. Number 2, continuous placement. Your attention that was initially directed to the object of meditation does not stray elsewhere, but is continuously set upon the object of meditation. The ornament for the Mahayana Sutras, its continuity is not distracted. 3, patched placement. If your attention is drawn away by forgetfulness and distracted outward, you recognize this and again fix it upon the object of meditation. The ornament of the Mahayana Sutras. Swiftly recognizing distraction, it is patched up again. Close placement, number 4. Kamalashila's first stages of meditation comments that with the precious mental state you recognize distraction and eliminate it. With this mental state you have eliminated distraction, and with effort place your attention upon the object of meditation. Ratnakara Santi's Instructions for the Perfection of Wisdom asserts that your attention, which is by nature expansive, is repeatedly drawn in and refined, establishing even greater stability. This is in accord with the statement from the ornament for the Mahayana Sutras. The wise withdraw their attention inward to ever greater levels. Asanga Shravaka levels explains the first mindfulness is applied and your attention does not stray outside. As the force of mindfulness develops, forgetfulness does not create outward distraction. Taming. Reflecting upon the advantages of concentration, you take delight in concentration. The ornament for the Mahayana Sutras, then, because you see the advantages, your mind is tamed in concentration. The Shravaka levels comments that if your mind is distracted by the signs of any of the 5 sensory objects of visual form and so on, of the 3 mental poisons, attachment, hostility, and ignorance, or of a man or a woman, you regard these 10 signs as disadvantages from the outset and do not let them scatter your mind. Pacification. Regarding distraction as a fault, you quell any dislike for concentration. The ornament for Mahayana Sutras, because you see faults of distraction, you quell dislike for the meditation. The Shravaka levels asserts that if your meditation is disturbed by thoughts such as those concerning sensory objects and by secondary afflictions such as obstructions involving attraction to the sensory, you regard these from the beginning as disadvantageous and do not allow your attention to be drawn to their thoughts and secondary afflictions. Number 7, complete pacification. This entails the final pacification of the occurrence of attachment, melancholy, lethargy, sleepiness, etc. The ornament for the Mahayana Sutras, as soon as attachment, melancholy, etc. arise, they are pacified. The Shravaka level says that if the thoughts and secondary afflictions mentioned earlier arise as a result of forgetfulness, you do not submit to all that appear, but eliminate them. Number 8, one-pointed attention. This entails exerting effort so that you engage the object of mental meditation effortlessly. The ornament for the Mahayana Sutras. Then one endowed with restraint and enthusiasm applies remedies for the obstacles to his or her mind and naturally achieves the 9th mental state. This is to be understood from the state of the Shravaka levels. By means of application, you have no hindrance, and since you continuously establish a flow of concentration, you make a single channel. Another term applied to the 8th mental state is single channeling, the meaning of which is easily understood. Number 9, balanced placement. According to Kamalashila's stages of meditation, this refers to equanimity that occurs when your mind becomes balanced. Ratnakara Santi's Instructions for the Perfection of Wisdom says this refers to spontaneous natural attention and the attainment of independence as a result of familiarity with single channeling. The ornament of the Mahayana Sutra states, there is non-application due to familiarity with that. The Shravaka level says your mind is concentrated and the meaning of it is clearly stated in the same text. As a consequence of dedication, familiarization, and frequent practice, you reach the state of both spontaneous and natural attention. With no application and with spontaneity, your mind enters into a flow of concentration that is without distraction. In this way, it is concentrated. The names of the 9 mental states are in accord with the lines in Kamalashila's first stages of meditation. This path of meditative serenity is explained in the Perfection of Wisdom Sutras and so on. So sourcing it. B, number 2, the process of achieving them with the 6 forces. There are 6 forces: the force of hearing, the force of reflection, the force of mindfulness, the force of vigilance, the force of enthusiasm, and the force of thorough acquaintance. The method of accomplishing the mental states with these forces is as follows. With the force of hearing, you accomplish mental placement. The reason for this is that due to following the instruction that you have merely heard from someone else, about focusing on the object of meditation, at first you simply fix your attention upon the object, but this is not a case of familiarity due to your own repeated reflection. With the force of reflection, you accomplish the mental state of continual placement, for as a consequence of the practice of repeatedly reflecting on the continuation of the initial fixation of attention upon the object of meditation, for the first time you achieve the ability to maintain a little continuity. With the force of mindfulness, you accomplish the mental states of patched placement and of close placement, for in the case of patch placement, when your attention is distracted away from the object of meditation, you are mindful of the previous object of meditation, your attention is drawn back in. In the case of close placement, you generate the power of mindfulness from the beginning, and this prevents your attention from being distracted away from the object of meditation. Number 4, with the force of vigilance, you accomplish the mental states of taming and of pacification. For with vigilance, you recognize the faults of being scattered toward thoughts and the signs of the secondary afflictions, and by regarding them as faults, you do not let scattering towards these two occur. With the force of enthusiasm, you accomplish the mental states of complete pacification and of one-pointed attention. For by striving to eliminate even subtle thoughts and secondary afflictions, you do not submit to them, and by so doing, laxity, excitement, etc., are unable to interfere with your concentration, and you achieve continuous concentration. With the force of acquaintance, you accomplish the mental state. With the force of acquaintance, you accomplish the mental state of balanced placement. For with the force of great familiarity with the above, you develop effortless, natural concentration. These accord exactly with the intended meaning of Asanga Shravaka levels. So although there are alternative explanations, do not rely on them. The achievement of the 9th mental state can be understood in terms of analogy. In the case of those who are extremely familiar with reciting scriptures and so on, if the initial motivation to recite arises and they begin, even though their mind is occasionally distracted elsewhere, the recitation continues effortlessly without interruption. In a similar fashion, once your mind is settled with mindfulness fixed upon the object of meditation, even if you do not continually cultivate mindfulness and vigilance, your concentration is able to focus continually for long periods of time without being interrupted by scattering. Since effort is not needed to maintain a continuous stream of mindfulness and vigilance, this is said to be without application or effort. For that to arise in an earlier phase of practice, you continually and energetically cultivate mindfulness and vigilance. During that phase, it is necessary to produce a concentration that can be sustained through long meditation sessions, without its being able to be disturbed by such hindrances as laxity and excitement. This is the 8th mental state. This and the 9th mental state are similar in that they cannot be hindered by factors such as laxity and excitement that are incompatible with concentration. However, in this 8th state, you must uninterruptedly cultivate mindfulness and vigilance, so it is said to be associated with application or effort. For this to arise, you must stop even subtle laxity, excitement, etc., as soon as they occur, without submitting to them, so the 7th mental state is necessary. For this to arise, you must recognize that the distraction of thoughts and the secondary afflictions is a disadvantage, and you must have intense vigilance that monitors your attention so that it does not disperse to them. So the fifth and sixth mental states are necessary for those who are accomplished with the strengthening of vigilance. Furthermore, for such mental states to arise, you must have mindfulness that swiftly recalls the object of meditation when you are distracted from it, and the mindfulness that prevents distraction from the object of meditation from the very outset. So the third and fourth mental states are necessary for you accomplish these two with the two kinds of mindfulness. For this to arise, your attention must first of all be fixed upon the object of meditation, and you must have an undistracted continuation of this fixation. So the first two mental states arise before the others. So they're stages. Therefore, in summary, first of all, follow the personal instructions that have been heard and correctly apply the method for setting your attention in a balanced fashion. Then repeatedly reflect on the way of setting your attention, and as you are able to bring together a little continuity, sustain a continuous stream of attention. Then, if your mindfulness declines and you become distracted, swiftly draw your attention back in and quickly become mindful that you have forgotten the object of meditation. Then generate powerful mindfulness and bring forth the force of mindfulness that prevents distraction away from the object of meditation from the outset. By accomplishing forceful mindfulness and by seeing the faults of laxity, excitement, etc., which distract the attention away from the object of meditation, develop intense vigilance to monitor your attention. Then, when you are distracted by even subtle forgetfulness, recognize this immediately and stop it short. And upon eliminating it, generate the power of effort to lengthen the flow of attention that is uninterrupted by hindrances. Once that has arisen, you master familiarity by meditating with effort, and you accomplish the ninth mental state, in which your concentration becomes effortless. Therefore, until yogis attain the ninth mental state, they must exert effort to apply their minds to concentration. But upon attaining the ninth mental state, even if they expend no effort for the purpose of settling the mind in meditative equipoise, their minds automatically become concentrated. Diksung, Dene Sem.
Dene Sem. Sangua Matubi, Goyen Chito, Nanjubi, Tinganzilla Jubi, Zua, Pashagula, Sangutune, Chito, Nabanjubi, Zua Majijan, San Tinganzido, Shishi, Ronjuro, Tetabi, San Goba, the two Jan, Shijan Matuna, Une Chibatar Tadun, Shine Tuba Yang, Manjuna, Hadun Tuba, Tachime, Unaja Tinganzi, Dada Tinganzi, Dese Matube, Jembashi Niena, Nyajatan, Jeto, Jebe, Naba Matube, Yeshichawa, Dweji, Chebardo, Netuji, Sane Shebi, San Guba de la Nanju Lameji, Zurin Yunsu, Zubashon Deba, Shindo Moa Nade, Wood Sheba, Sheba Shaw, Tela Ye, Yubitu Nisale, Tela, Sameba, San Guba, San Gobo, Tadala, Yisheba, Jiba, Ribajate, Didin Juba Dan, Padu Chejin Juba Dan, Kauzu Cheba Meba, Juba Dan Lunchi, Rubi Shiro, Tela Jubi, Jubra Sheba Dan, Yang Tabara Juba Sheba, Sheba Lane, Didin Jubi, Ila Sheba Yodo, Dude Juba Sheba Dan, Nyara Juba Sheba Dan, Tora Sheba Dan, Shora Sheba Dan, Nyara Sheba, Sheba Lane Kauzo, Chejin, Jubi Ila Sheba Yodo, Jujido Sheba Ne, Jujido Sheba Lane, Kauzo Sheba 매발 유비 일하셔봐 유도 팅해주도 셔발하네 조아매만 줘봐 시라 sheba yodo, she sen domaniji tuzo ne bebe jingu be jinti juba dan tene sen nga yi kauzo shingu ji batu je ne tun rinpo chong menu be kauzo che ji juba dan tene sen jeba la ne shingu ji bacho menu ba tun rinpo chong tu bi kauzo cheba meba juba dan tene sen goba la ne para yang machi chi tsuwa yang yunshi ten magobe tsuwa meba juba eji nyogo wana sen tangbo ni ji kauzo chebin juba yue la sen baba nga yi kauzo yang rin goba yue ba la tangbo ni la che jin yubi yi yue ba ma che ba na baba nga la rin de yubi yi yue ba ma che ba ji shi na sen tangbo ni ne sen dingan zi dun zhuwa dang ten zhuwa ni sen gan zi dun zhuwa dang ter zhuwa ni shima che rin la baba nga la ne dingan zi la ne ba che rin yu shima la dingan zi ba je bi ta nyen zi la ngama la ma zi do ti shi rin ni ka la rindu juba yueba ne drame jang kausu chejin yu yueme menda yu rindu juba yuebi yeji do sen ngabu te majago tata na ngashi bi tsula nebara she ne tingenzi drubi tsundu judendu tena shenen zhuji, len rinyi zang zhu ne, layang, yuwa du na, mruba song de, pashin duba le, jumi chibi, nen zhuji, sandan zhuba tsunba sha, yang dang yang du, yang shingen su na, zubi mexin menjude nenju chulang tejin to cheba matu tangmeja she so ba ji juja
Lesso. Shiso. Okay. Therefore, hold on. Just make sure. NA 535. Okay. I read a little further. Therefore, until yogis attain the ninth mental state, page 78, therefore, until yogis attain the ninth mental state, they must exert effort to apply their minds to concentration. But upon attaining the ninth mental state, even if they expend no effort for the purpose of settling the mind in meditative equipoise, their minds automatically become concentrated. Even in the case that this ninth mental state is attained, if pliancy is not achieved, then it will be explained later. If you are not even defined as attaining meditative serenity, how much less are you defined as achieving insight? Nevertheless, there are those who assert that when When you achieve such concentration that is adorned with bliss, clarity, and non-discursive awareness, you have brought forth a non-discursive sublime wisdom that integrates meditative equipoise and the post-equipoise state. Further, as will be discussed later on, there are many great people who specifically confuse this ninth mental state described in Asanga Shravaka levels with the culmination of the stage of completion in the highest Yoga Tantra. So even scholars have confused this, and later on Lama Tsongkhapa will point this out. How the four attentions are involved in this. All right, let me just see where we are. The Shravaka level states, with respect to these 9 mental states, know there are 4 types of attention. 1. Tight focus. 2. Intermittent focus. 3. Uninterrupted focus. 4. Spontaneous focus. Now, in the first 2 mental states of mental placement and correct mental placement, i.e. continuous placement, there is attention, meaning that it is continuous. There's no wavering or movement from the object of observation. It's continuous. There isn't any break in that. There is the attention of tight focus. In the next 5 mental states of withdrawn placement, i.e. patched placement, close placement, taming, pacification, and complete pacification, there is the attention of intermittent focus. In the 8th mental state of single channeling, i.e. one-pointed attention, there is the attention of uninterrupted focus. In the 9th state of concentrated awareness, i.e. balanced placement, there is the attention of effortlessness, i.e. spontaneous focus. So as a note, you can see here, without knowing what each of these words is defined as within this context specifically, there's no way you would be able to understand single channeling. And here there was something I noticed that somebody just reading this that didn't understand it would really misunderstand, where it says passive complete attention of where it's just this. So when we see in this 8th mental state of single channeling, so they use this word single channeling, it'd be easy to misunderstand it as channeling it from some other place, where here it's only referring to single-pointedly fixing on an object. So they're using this word single channeling. You could make up, without this parentheses, which is not in the Tibetan, you could come up with anything that single channeling could mean. So that's why you have to really know what each word is defined as. During the first 2 mental states, the attention must be strenuously tight. So this is tight focus. Then during the phases of the next 5 mental states, there's interference by laxity and excitement, and you are unable to maintain long meditation sessions. So this is intermittent focus. Hold on one second. Let's see where we got to. Rinpoche, chu kaba lepson. She sung so. Okay, I know where you are.
Yeah.
Then, since in the 8th mental state you are able to sustain long meditation sessions without interference by laxity and excitement, this is uninterrupted focus. Then, since in the 9th mental state there are no interruptions and no need for continuous exertion, you apply the attention of effortless focus. So it gets to the point where you don't have to exert yourself to single-pointedly concentrate. And once you have this calm abiding and you've reached this 9th mental state, you can fixate on whatever you wish without exertion. Effortless focus. Quam. In this case, during the first 2 mental states, there is interrupted focus, and during the intermediate 5 mental states, there is a need for tight focus. So why does one not speak of attention of uninterrupted focus for the first 2, and of the attention of tight focus for the intermediate 5 mental states? The response is, in the first 2 mental states, there are occasions when your mind is and is not concentrated, with considerably longer periods in the latter state, whereas in the intermediate 5 states, the duration of concentration is much longer. So the designation of interruption to concentration is used for the latter and not for the former. Therefore, although those 2 sets of mental states are similar in terms of presence of tight focus, they are dissimilar in terms of the presence and absence of uninterrupted focus, so the 5 mental states are not included in the attention of tight focus. Thus, after you have established yourself in the preconditions explained earlier, you will achieve serenity if you cultivate continual joyous perseverance for accomplishing concentration. But if after you practice this only a few times you discard the practice again, it is said you will not accomplish serenity. Thus Aryasuriya's Compendium of Perfection states, this is Lopun Bao, with constant yoga, strive to accomplish meditative stabilization. If you repeatedly slack off, fire will not arise from friction. Likewise, do not stop striving at the method. Stop striving at the method of yoga until you reach a special state. There might be a typo. If you repeatedly slack off, fire will not arise from friction. I think it might be without friction. Fire will not arise without friction. I'd have to look at the Tibetan closely, but if you look at, doesn't that make more sense? Constant yoga, strive to accomplish meditative stabilization. If you repeatedly slack off, fire will not arise from friction, without friction.
Well, I think they're saying if you slack off, you're not going to get the friction.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Doesn't read like that, but that's what I think it means. 536. Geshe Rinpoche. Yang Shin So Chupa Meijin Majority. Yeah, it's yeah, it says if you don't fire won't arise without friction. That's what it says in the Tibetan. I just read it. Okay, Digsong, the Rinpoche, the Trua, the Angerlo.
Yeah.
Gompishi.
Yeah. Gombe Shenen Ruby Silla Song. That Shenen Ruby said the Shishan Shabaji Semi Gune, Rayula Memel Hundred Jubitan and the Gadu Chesuna, and the Shenen Ruberes, what they to do on the water. Shenen Ruby Silla Song. Shenen Robatan, Madrubi, Sasan Dembatan, Shenela Den and Andresu, Jetamba, the Chabado, Jitembe, Andresu Tembo, Tombolani. Ngodun Dembatan, Yedan, Dembe, Tandu, Ta, Tujudan Chebo, Tambone, Masheba Theatre, Tingan Sunsu Leber, Shene, Jambe, Senguba, Sengurimba, Yin, Chede, Senguba Shingo, Chamadan, Trawa, Tun Rimbo, Zhong Nujin, Teyang, Chenmo de Xijin Yuden do Tenbe, Medun La Mutubi, Handu do Jubi, Tengan de Tuna, Shine Toba Yina, Nyana, Shiba Shade, Tengan de Toba La Shindu Jamba, Toba Dan. Shindu Jamba Tuba, Shinyala, Lu Shinja de Saint-Gérani, Lu Shinja de Reja Yin La, Zobuji de Long, Saint-Gérani da Shiba Yirwa, Shinjan Tuba Dan, Matu, Nisu, Yubi, Kede, Shinjan Matuna, Shineji Jisu, Tumba Yinji, Shinen Mibe, Shinen de Jisu Tumbi, Ila Shibashate Gondile Jone de Tinganzi Jone de Janju Samba Janju Samba Jisido Saint La Mibi Saint Nado Ila Jeba Le Shinto Jamba Dan Saint Shinto Jamba Matuba Ti Bato yila shiba tala jishi je shamba shine la mayi de shine jesu tunbi meba tang tsomba denpa yinba joba shawo shi sawa sonshin dodo jen le jang sekon len du meje tene ti le dan sen shinto jamba cheto ne yela shata chishi shizon de yela sheba na kaondere shine la sawa yinde nisa ne somba wudu cheba taro goni baba le tada shine komba sheba ti le dan sen kange se shinto jamba joba cheta doba tejin to meba la sen wando joba ti tse shine joba riba jawo she meba la neba la
Wandupa.
rawa toba dan shinto jamba ni gozo ti shir goni dambo le kange tse meba tenyi la ngoba ndo sheba meba chisi debi bato sen joba ti tse shine doba himba riba shade she sumba yang shi yang yoba la gomba yinde goni baba le sewa sumba shiro shen yang Ithaca moyo dushe je shebe tanyo ne te sen goba dan ne chi yin la te san je ma chupa tele shinjang jang sombe shiro shishin me nga le jang dene shangshu senpa chibu enbar ne je la jitar sambi dun yila shade yila joba pone sen jitar thawa la lama do yila shade chisi do le dan sen shin do jamba ma je je ba do shine dan jesu tunbi yila sheba yila kage se jeba ti se shine yino shi sawa sonde tada le jang dode gondi je tuen ten la babo ona shinto jamba ma je be kun tengan je de kange deba yin shena tengan je de ne debi kange se deba yin de kan son je sa go kan rong ge du la sa den tombe nye do me je ma yin be she de Nidu tu na ne nga ba tu go bishiro. Debi sa la tenda yu tengan zi yue jang nyaba ma jabi sa yin je nyaba jabi sa jubi juten ne joba me ba dan gade chu dan shinto jambi ma jubi bishiro teta yang Tata sayi ngoji le chi shi te kona nila nyaba jaba sa shi shala kan deba kan debi kan chi sen zi ba yin ma yin shi na dadara tingan zi tene joba me ba dan chudo gawa dan shinto jamba dan deyu ngoba duba yin la duba na shuba ne tata ma yin de debi ka na yang tabi nyawar senpa meba ma yin no she song so tata na shinto jamba ma tu na tenpa nemar ma ten yang sen ma tu ba rangshu jin zhute te yang Roja Nyandu ki Shulang Tangji la Shulang Tangji dan Retu Batar Tang Yu Tengan Zin ne Sen Deba Tzijiba Shala Shine Ngonsun Judo Murunga Sheba Jao Ona Shindu Jamba Tulu Te Chirai Chirashina Te Tuna ne Nesu Ndulu Chang Chirai Yana
38, 39 minutes.
Tela Shindu Jamba ne Kunle Tule Shindu Jamba Kanshina Ludan Sen Nengan Leji Jujubi Shir Ludan Sen La Lezu Rungani Deba Tangji Sebi Lejeno Shesung Badar Sheba Shao Ludan Sen Jin Nengan Lene Ludan Sen Giyu Drubala Chitaran Deba Jindo Kudu Murungani La Ti Nyebo Ludan Sen Shindu Jamba ne Lu Sen Ji Nengan Ledan Chayu Lu Sen Giwa Shawa La Kuwa La Shindu Lezu Rungwa Wos
Chukabaka?
Teya Nyumo Zo
Dean Yomong Lomasong? Okay.
Tegu Luba
Okay, 539. Okay, so the measure of successful cultivation of serenity. So if you have done all of these things and applied all of these levels and advices, then this is how you know whether or not you've achieved this calm abiding, the measure of a success. This is kind of like what qualifies. There's 3 sections. A presentation of the dividing line between accomplishing and not accomplishing meditative serenity. A general presentation of the way to proceed along the path on the basis of meditative serenity. And a specific presentation of the way to proceed along the mundane path, the ordinary being's path, non-Arya path. A presentation of the dividing line between accomplishing and not accomplishing meditative serenity. This has 2 sections, a presentation of the actual meaning and the marks associated with attention and the elimination of qualms. A presentation of the actual meaning, qualm. Once you have properly understood the means of cultivating concentration as explained previously, and then sustain them in meditation, the 9 mental states arise in sequence, and in the 9th state you are able to meditate for long sessions free of subtle laxity and excitement. Given that you have then achieved a concentration that becomes fixed and focused spontaneously without resorting to the effort of continual cultivation of mindfulness and vigilance, have you achieved meditative serenity or not? Reply, I shall explain. In the achievement of this concentration, there are those who do and those who do not achieve pliancy. So if pliancy is not achieved, this would be an approximation of meditative serenity, but would not be genuine serenity. So a sign of meditative serenity or calm abiding is that you have mental and physical pliancy. If you don't, then you don't have that. So if pliancy is not achieved, this would be an approximation of meditative serenity, like similar to it, but it's not it. Would be, but would not be genuine serenity. Thus, it is called an attention that approximates meditative serenity. This is clearly stated in the Sutra Unraveling the Intended Meaning. Bhagavan, when bodhisattvas direct their attention inward and focus it upon their minds, what is this attention called? For as long as physical and mental pliancy are not achieved. Maitreya, this is not meditative serenity. You should say that it is associated with an aspiration that approximates meditative serenity. Maitreya's ornament for the Mahayana Sutra states, as a consequence of familiarity, there is non-application. Then, upon achieving great pliancy of the body and mind, you are said to have attention. In this instance, attention refers to meditative serenity, as will be explained below in a citation from Asanga Shravaka levels. Furthermore, Kamalashila's second stages of meditation states that you must achieve both pliancy and the freedom to stabilize on the object of meditation. For you who have cultivated meditative serenity in this way, when your body and mind become pliant and you have mastery over your mind in directing it as you wish, at that time know that you have accomplished serenity. Thus, Kamalashila's first stages of meditation states, when your attention is focused on the object of meditation for as long as you wish, without resort to an antidote, know that you have perfected serenity. Second stages of meditation clearly indicates that the above citation also refers to the presence of pliancy. Furthermore, the equanimity explained in Maitreya's separation of the middle from extremes among the 8 antidotes has the same meaning as the ninth mental state referred to here. It states that this alone does not suffice and you will need pliancy as well. Ratnakarasanti's instructions for the perfection of wisdom clearly states, the bodhisattvas dwelling alone in solitary places direct their attention to their intended object. Freeing themselves of mental conversation, they frequently direct their attention to the mental image, till physical and mental pliancy arise. This is an attention that approximates serenity, but when they do arise, it is serenity. All these citations also establish the meaning of the sutra unraveling the intended meaning. Question, well then, which of the 9 levels incorporates the concentration in which pliancy has not yet arisen? Reply, this concentration is included in the level of the desire realm. This is because it is included in one of the 9 levels of the 3 realms, and it is not at or above access to the first meditative stabilization. To achieve this access, it is certainly necessary to achieve serenity. Although there is such concentration without pliancy in the level of the desire realm, it is a concentration that is at a level without meditative equipoise. The reason why it is not presented as a level of equipoise is that it is not accomplished with lack of regret, supreme delight and bliss, and with pliancy. This is stated in Asanga's levels of yogic deeds. Why is it that this concentration alone is called the level of meditative equipoise and one-pointedness of the desire realm is not? 530. Here is the reason. This concentration is accomplished with lack of regret, supreme delight, pliancy, and bliss. The concentration which functions in the desire realm is not like the concentration that does not function here, but it is not the case that in the desire realm there is no concentration on correct phenomena. Thus, without having achieved pliancy, even when mindfulness is not continually maintained, your mind can automatically become non-discursive, and you can integrate this with all the activities of moving, walking, lying down, and sitting. This approximation of concentration is called a one-pointed mind of desire realm, but understand that it is not fit to be presented as a genuine meditative serenity. One sec. Let me see where we got to. We got to 539. This is 539. Day 538. 539. Anyone see where 540 starts? Does anyone see a 540?
It's like halfway down the page.
There's a 540. Oh, I see it. Okay, thank you, my old eyes. I appreciate you. Okay, so 540. So I read to here, physical. Okay, well then, what are the means of achieving pliancy? Upon achieving it, how does it lead to serenity? Reply, pliancy is to be understood in accordance with the explanation in Asanga's Compendium of Knowledge. What is pliancy? It is a serviceability of the body and mind due to the cessation of the continuum of physical and mental dysfunctions, and has the function of dispelling all obscuration. Physical and mental dysfunctions are the unfitness of your body and mind for being employed to cultivate virtue at will. Their remedies, physical and mental pliancy, entail great serviceability in terms of applying your body and mind to wholesome actions, for you are free of dysfunctions of both body and of the mind. Digson. Moa Triolenja. Gare. Okay, Triolenja. So we'll do question and answer now. So ending on page 82 at moreover. Whew. It's hard to read when you can't see that well. It gets such a headache now.
I had a question in regards to the bottom of page 78 when you were talking about the single channeling and how confusing it was. Could that be related to, like, if we had a radio station and you put it on one station and there was no static?
Sure. I mean, you could, we're just talking about the English word itself.
Yeah.
It's just a word that they use to mean one pointed attention.
Okay.
So that just means that it's singly pointed on that. So if it says single channeling, it means that it's just singly pointed on one object. But you could think of it like that, yes.
Thank you.
So last week, you were saying that when someone achieves Buddhahood, they're free from the effects of karma. But the Buddha...
No, I never said that. They just don't have any negative karma. They don't have the cyclical karma. They're free from that, but they still have karma.
They're free from negative karma.
Yes, that's
Okay.
true. Fact.
So
They
the
don't have any
Buddha-
left.
Okay, so the Buddha, in his physical form, still experienced the physical death in that lifetime. So he dependently originated in that physical form and had to go through that physical death. How would that not be kind of not negative karma, but still the karma playing out of his existence? And so how does achieving this perfected wisdom and, getting beyond all the, all of those obstacles to omniscience, or whatever the phraseology is, how does that free oneself literally from that physical process?
So, just real quickly, before I ask, the Buddha can't die. So, if that being, Shakyamuni, was a Buddha, it was just a fake emanation showing, just like ending a life in a normal way that we would see it as humans. But the Buddha did not experience a death. It was just an emanation. It was a fake death almost. But because the Buddha wouldn't live forever, you know what I mean? The Buddha's just operating within the confines, so he doesn't look like some deity that could live forever. So the Buddha, if Buddha Shakyamuni at that time was a Buddha, it was just emanating a death, like, you know what I mean? Showing a death. There was no death that really took place. Like a movie, like Buddha right now could emanate a whole entire life, but be in a Buddha realm at the same time.
Right, but they talk about him having achieved Buddhahood in that lifetime.
Right. But remember we talked about a couple weeks ago that there's two tracks. The Hinayana track believes that. The Mahayana track believes that he was already a Buddha.
He was already Buddha, but still had to experience all the things.
It was a movie. It's a movie. It's an emanation. And a Buddha can emanate as a rabbit if it's needed, or a bridge if it's needed. You know what I mean?
So we could all be Buddhas in essence, and we're just playing out this movie.
Absolutely. Well, you would know it if you were. You wouldn't be playing. You would know if you were a Buddha emanating doing this. You would be sitting there knowing you're a Buddha emanating all over the place. You're omniscient at that point. So it's not like we could all be Buddhas sitting here. We could be. I'm not 100%, but everyone in this room but me could be a Buddha sitting here. But everyone in this room would know if they were Buddhas or not. Because I'm the only one who knows my own continuum. That's it. And the Buddha. But if an omniscient being isn't around, I'm the only one besides an omniscient being that can know where I'm really at. And I know where I'm really at is not Buddhahood. But where everybody else is at is everybody else's determination. Kontriwa de shacha tupa de kon de loju kon dronson yene then dugnyal dan drapo kon gitsampa then de sanje dugnyal dan gel yomare gangin sene kon shison then nge labson sanje dromason de tupa dan drapo du yene de she nyone yomare gangin sene de sanje she chu mare dene de nyone rinpoche
She two things.
Less so. So the Buddha, if one is a Buddha, he or she has abandoned death, no longer has the imprint to be killed by. You know what I mean? The Lord of Death imprint, the things that we have that will end our lifespan, the Buddha doesn't have that any longer. The Buddha's in complete control at all times of that. So if the Buddha, if there is someone in this room's a Buddha and dies, it was a choice to act in accordance with the rest of the world, to not look like a superior special entity. But the Buddha does not have the karma to die. Rinpoche said he presents a death, but it isn't a death. But it depends on the track. The teme tsampa, the shacha tupa, the dojiden shanchu. Yine the techen ditsan amare techen ngama shacha tupa shanchu lenson. So I was just telling Rinpoche what I said, is that in the Hinayana track, this is the life story of the Buddha is the way it happened. That the Buddha in that lifetime, through the imprints that he had, saw the sick and saw the death and made him go want to practice and then achieve the final liberation under the Bodhi tree. That's the Hinayana view, that was the Buddha's last lifetime. But the Mahayana believes that was just an emanation of a lifetime by a Buddha. Just emanating a lifetime, showing a lifetime.
So at some point he would have had to achieve Buddhahood, right?
Absolutely. No, absolutely. But the Mahayanists believe that there was just way too many perfect. Then he saw a sick person. Then he saw a dying person. It was like there was a teaching in every step of the Buddha's life. Then he looks outside, and then he goes to the mountains and finds out all of these practices don't work. And then he finds out this works, and you know what I mean? So the Mahayanists believe it was all just strategically emanated to teach. The Buddha won't emanate unless it's to do something beneficial. It can't. Because of compassion that the Buddha has, it's what pushes the emanations out. And the Buddha can't show up unless there's a need to help. So that's the connection, is the need to help. The compassion is omniscient, so when there's a need, the Buddha can see it at all times. Ted's got a question.
You said that it seemed like you said that Buddha can live in this human, if he chose to live in a human form, as long as he or she wanted to.
Nagarjuna, 900 years.
Yeah, as long as you want 900 years, but there is limitations of the karma. So then that would violate karma.
No, there's no limitation to the karma. The Buddha doesn't have the karma to die.
Right. But also the Buddha can emanate as a human.
But it's not a real human. It's a Buddha human.
Buddha human, but as in Buddha Shakyamuni.
Right.
So to say that Buddha Shakyamuni had the ability to control karma, to make that karma
the Buddha didn't
live
have
forever,
the karma to die. They
but
wasn't
that Buddha didn't have
controlling
karma,
anything.
But that emanation, implying that emanation could live forever,
Yes.
would be against the law of karma.
Absolutely not. It's
Ask
against the
Rinpoche.
law of misunderstanding.
Ask
But
Rinpoche.
Kongit Sampa, the Shacha, the lay, Shacha Tupa lay yure. Then Kongit Sampa, the Shacha Tupa Madrona lay dangelwa. The Yomare. Shacha Tupa shi pakcha Yomare. Supun Yomare. The drongi shege sopun Yomare. Den sunsan. Jumena depo Yomare. Lelabudu. Pukuchun la. So the Buddha Shakyamuni no longer has any kind of imprint within his continuum that can create a death. There's no longer, the karma is internal. Karma just means action. So the Buddha, I'm translating Rinpoche's saying, the Buddha no longer has the cause, so the effect can't happen. The Buddha has abandoned the cause, which is the karma of death. And because the Mara of death isn't there, the Mara of death can't occur. So if the cause isn't, Rinpoche said, the cause isn't there, the effect can't occur. So the Buddha Shakyamuni, karma is one's own karma. There's no law of karma. It's a karma is one's own action. Either you have a seed to have an experience, or you don't have a seed to have an experience. The Buddha no longer has any seeds whatsoever to have any kind of negative experience, so therefore the result can't happen because there's no cause for any of it to occur. So that's all it is.
Yeah. So as Buddha emanates as a bridge or as a rabbit, rabbits can't live forever. That's just science.
It's a Buddha
And
rabbit.
That's a law.
It's not a real rabbit. It's a fake
Buddha,
rabbit.
It's a law of physics.
The Buddha could disappear 2 seconds after. A real rabbit can't
Right, so-
emanate and then disappear. It's a
But
magic
that
rabbit,
physical
Ted.
form, that physical
It's a
form.
magic rabbit. It's not a real regular science rabbit. It's not a rabbit hop. It's a magic rabbit. It's an emanated rabbit. We're talking about a rabbit that's emanated from another world. That's the kind of rabbit we're talking about. It's a Buddha is sitting there and says, "Oh my God, the world needs a rabbit," and then emanates a magic rabbit.
Or a bridge. Say
Or a bridge. And
So
then
if-
as soon as that need is no longer there, that magic rabbit doesn't need to die. It can just disappear. You know what I'm trying to say? It's an emanation. It's the Sanjay Ribong Trupa. The Ted Det Sampa. The Ribong the Zambaling. Ribong Yure. The Ribong Lo Chi Ni Sum Shigadu. Then Yune. The Ribong the Lo Ja Ribong Mindu. Then Sanjay the Ribong True. Then the Sanjay Shigare Gangen Sena Ribong Lo Ja Ribong Lo Yomare. Then Sanjay the Ribong Truna. The Ribong the Lo. Gutsusun. The key kashe the Lo Ju Degadu. Then the Sanjay ki Truna. Then Sanjay the Lo Ja De Tugumare Gangen Sena ki Lo Ju Tugdu. Then yone and then yone. Ngay this seudu. Ngay this Sanjay the ki true karma chi karma nipa trugumare. The shigamare true kason. Shima song true kason. Then yone. That's it la gangen sena then the kongit sampa nga kanga ngay la song. Konsut sampa the ngay sanlo chiran sanlo yomare. That's a manga laro na.
소지 시라이로 말했어.
Lesso.
시와 봉사랬어.
Lesso. Then the Sanjay Ribong yen, Sanjay yen.
사제 주변에 본들을 못 많이 나오래.
So the emanation of a Buddha rabbit is not a rabbit. Rinpoche said.
사제 임베.
It's a Buddha. So Rinpoche said also, he said a couple other things. He said that if the karma to die is no longer there,
But
then
it's an emanation.
the being that's emanating can't die. So
But he's
it's
still projecting himself into a world that has laws, and one of
it's
those
not.
laws
It's
is
not.
death.
The laws are the world's laws. They are. The Buddha isn't
Right.
subject to these. There aren't really laws. First of all, the world doesn't have like fixed laws
birth, old age,
because
sickness,
a
and
Buddha
death.
can fly. A Buddha could go through the ground. So if we believe in any of this, there aren't fixed laws because everything's empty. There are things that are concordant and that occur in a certain way, but there's also magic that's occurring. Well, I'm calling it magic because that's the only thing that we can kind of
So
comprehend it
basically
as.
Buddhists make their own rules, or they just transcend natural laws and stuff like that.
The Buddhists make their own rules because they can. The Buddhists only have virtuous imprints. They have, so say you have only, so right now I have this bank, right? This is like a Chittamantran way of saying it, but say I have this bank. I got bad stuff in this bank, and I have good stuff in this bank. Whenever in my life I have some kind of condition that connects with one of these bank items, then I experience what is there. So if it connects to something good in my bank, then I have a good time. If it connects to something bad in my bank, then I have a bad time. Dying's bad, sickness is bad, considered bad time.
Yeah.
A Buddha has gotten rid of all the bad bank stuff.
Right.
There's only good bank. Only good there. So the only thing that can happen is happiness. So the other thing that the Buddha has in the continuum is the bodhicitta, which is to become a Buddha for the sake of sentient beings, and the compassion. So the Buddha has no choice. The only thing the Buddha isn't independent in is the Buddha can't not help. Because the Buddha's compassion If there's a sentient being still that suffers, the Buddha is no control over not helping. So the Buddha is forced by his or her compassion to help.
Right. Okay, I understand.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So there's only good things that can happen to the Buddha.
There's not
The
any
Buddha
negative
knows
stuff
everything. The
nothing
Buddha's
negative.
omniscient.
Yeah.
So the Buddha knows everything, nothing bad can happen, and the Buddha has the ability to emanate, which breaks the law of
Right.
normalcy.
Natural.
Yeah, that
Okay.
breaks natural law. So
Okay, that makes
the
sense.
Buddha has these abilities, and it just comes with becoming a Buddha.
Okay.
So everyone in the whole world but me right now could be a Buddha rooting for me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you could all be just like manipulating my world to try to make me see whatever I need to see, because you can't change my karma. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I'm a little. That last part was a little confusing.
Are you? Is it true?
I just wanted to ask.
I
this
hope so.
Another question.
I'm tired.
What is the karma that you do? You know, like if you kill someone, you have a short life. I was
Yes.
wondering, what is the cause of illness?
The suchuna me the seitun. Then a natsa jugare. Le judre natsa.
Dipa des, dipa. Magawa.
Then a megewa data the sansan the gombo lodru. The natsa the jugare.
Nasa juti magawa lal tena nasa diwa.
Maybe katsapo. Long tsapo. Chishina. Ngay Jason. Yure. He says it a misdeed of some sort, some kind of a non-virtue. He wasn't giving any specificity.
Okay.
Just
So-
said a non-virtue.
Okay. So it's not like I read that it's in like the Lamrim or something, where like you stick, like you bother animals' homes.
Yeah, that can make you become a refugee.
What?
If you say you move like a bug out of its home, it can in your future life make you become a refugee or make you become homeless.
Okay. So it's,
I've seen that. I mean, there's definitely specificity in the text.
yeah.
If you look at Nagarjuna's Precious Garland and Letter to a Friend, you'll find all of the connecting things. Like, because of this happens. Because of that happens.
Right.
But there's also texts that say that those were all just written because we're so curious. They had to tell us something. And that karma is so much more complex than that it really, you couldn't just say it. Like, yeah, it's just so much more complex. And there's so many different levels that sometimes it says that the Buddha just needed to kind of give us. That's what they say about the cosmology and how we've disproven, like a lot of the science has disproven a lot of the Abhidharma. A lot of scholars say that it was just taught to enough. Yeah, this is the way, the world's this way, that's out there, and that's out there, because it didn't matter ultimately. Because it doesn't help you get enlightened if you know where Mars is or not. So anyway, there was like giving a bone to those who needed an answer so that they could move on to what was more important. That's some scholars think that. That's not the thought of the Buddhist Center here or...
Don't preoccupy yourself with things that, kind of interfere with your studies of enlightenment, I guess. Kind of, you know.
People want answers.
Yeah.
So if you're walking along and you see this really gorgeous butterfly that comes up to you and you turn to your friend and you say, "Oh look, I want to show you. Look at it. It's literally gone."
We're calling this a butterfly? Okay, well, I'll call it a butterfly.
Well,
I'm
just
joking.
saying- just
I'm
saying,
being funny.
there's a reason why I
I'm
say
being
that. So
funny.
when I see butterflies, I say time out. That's why I say it. So,
No one's laughing, so no one got my joke.
So when I turn to a friend, I say, "Look at this," and I turn and it's gone. It hasn't flown away. It's just gone. Does that mean I was visited by the Buddha as a teaching, maybe to focus on beauty or a message?
Could, but is that mean that? That's a rough one. So a butterfly comes.
Yeah.
And you see its beauty, and then it goes away.
It doesn't fly away. It's just I turn to a friend and say, "Look at this," and I turn back. It's gone.
Okay. The book, the ninjepo book, the mingare, the butterfly, the Chenmo yure, ninja kadok mambo, the bu, the mingare, the bu like the dandar, kadok mambo, the
Buddha.
bu, ninjepo bu. Ninjepo bu. De mingare, de bude. Kadok dan kadok. De okay. Dene kon sampa bude shera ninjepo du. Dene sansan de bulena kon sampa. Oh, ninjepo du. Dene kon trobola de bu shera ninjepo du darona. Dene de bu yomare. De chikshena sanje yin. Gangen sene sanje de kon ninjepo tsanlo dangu. Then sanje de trison. Hakoma. Yongse. Sipa, I see. So yeah, it's possible. So there's Sipa and Missipa. So Sipa means it's possible that it is an emanation of a Buddha. Not saying it is. It's just saying that yes, it is possible that that's an occurrence of that. The Buddha shows up when you need to be taught something, and that doesn't mean the Four Noble Truths. It could be a very simple thing. Get on the mic. Get on the mic. Did you have a question?
Oh, I'm going to wait.
Okay.
Oh, yes? Okay.
Lich says it's good, so we're okay.
I wanted to know, with regards to illness, can a Buddha manifest and take on an illness for the benefit of others?
Yes. Do you take on someone else's illness, you mean?
Yes.
No.
Or for the many.
Take
for
away
many-
their illness? No.
Okay.
Do you mean can they get, like, if they want to show the world I'm
No.
sick and you need to help me and get good karma by helping me? Like, for instance, let me give an example of what I mean. Some would say that a teacher gets older so that the students can accumulate virtue of helping him or her, and that is pretending to be blind, so they need someone to help them, guide them around, but maybe ultimately isn't. Maybe this, when they go to the test, the science, they can, be blind, but their whole point is to have others accumulate virtue, because Buddha's or Bodhisattva's whole point is to help others in whatever way they can, at whatever level they can. So they can manifest an illness, but could they take away someone's illness?
No, for the benefit of others, meaning to either teach them how to deal with the suffering of that illness, to teach them how to be more compassionate in treating them with that, who has that illness, any way to benefit others, to take on an illness that many people in whatever society the Buddha is in are suffering from, in order to benefit those people in that society to learn how whatever they need to learn.
The Sanjay, the Pemba Tsanlodana, the Natsa, the Lentudwe, the Sanjay Chikshena, the May Mambo Cancer Natsa Yure, and then Sanjay Sampa, Nga Cancer Yana, Nga Konsul Pen Ropache Gore, the Sanjay Cancer Lentudwe. Nyone, Cancer Nyone Yomar, Yene Trupi Cancer. Trupi Cancer. Ngay Sampa, Trupi Cancer, the Sipa. Misipa Yomare. Yene, the Charan San Lagari Yube. Sanjay Trupa. Dene the Kongi Chewa, the Me Mambo Natsa Yure, Chikshena the Ze Natsa, Dene the Sanjay Trupa nga Ze Natsa Truken Ze Natsa Ken Truna Konso Pentogudu. Dene kon Ze Natsa you can Trutugudue. Yene Natsa Yoma Nyone Yomare. Okay. So the Buddha is able to emanate any illness. I gave him cancer and leprosy were two examples. I asked if the Buddha saw that there were many people with this, in some way it would help these people to appear as having this illness. Could the Buddha do that? And the Rinpoche emphasized twice that the Buddha can emanate an illness, but it's not a real illness, because the Buddha can't become sick. But the Buddha could put the movie, pretend sick, yes, but it's not real sick. So that's why it moves out of the conventional kind of realities that we think about, because it's not operating in that framework. And for us to believe that something in another world system can emanate to here, but then not buy into that it could break the laws of our normal conventionality, then is we got to look at that. You know, we're believing something really far out, and then being like, well, wait a second. You know what I mean? So, but yes, the Buddha can emanate anything, an illness. Maybe a couple more. Let's get, and then we're good.
This is, of course, just theoretical. If you could actually, I can speak loudly enough to not have this. No. Okay. Oh, that's okay. Good. If the Buddha is emanating a movie of said sickness,
Okay.
and a person is aware of the fact that it's just a movie and decides not to help because they know it's
The Buddha would already be
real.
a step ahead of that. Omniscience.
Okay. So well, the question that I would have is then could that person generate negative karma by not helping with something that they're aware is false?
Okay, Sanjay, the Sanjay Chikshena Nepa Truna, Natsa Yuken Truna. Then the Ropa Cheken, somebody this Sanjay, kon Natsa Yomare, the kon Yune, Natsa Yune Yomare, Nge kon Ropa Chegamare. Kon Deepa Sagare, Gangisene kon Ropa Chegamare, Yune kon Hakogudu, Natsa Yune Yomare, kon Ripa Yure. Kon de natsa nyune yomare nga kon ropa chegamare gangen sene kon de natsa yomare then kon ninji yomare gangen sene de mikba yomare then deepa sagadue. If they know that they know the jig is up, then there's no misdeed accumulated by not helping because there's no object of observation that's sick.
I kind of thought that.
Yeah. So if they beat the system, they're okay. They don't have to have compassion for something that isn't real. Yeah. Is that it? Are we good? Any more? You got one?
It's good.
Touchdown, concluding? So say there is a rabbit with horns. All right. So there's this guy from Pluto. They're all awesome questions, though, and they're all questions that I've wrestled with for a long time. So every question that was asked today, especially Ted's question, I fought with for years. Like, well, what do you like? There's got to be, anyway. And I just have a little taste of like what it means now, but I'm still not completely settled on it because I know what you mean. Like you're entering a world system with laws. Why wouldn't you be? But you get out of it when you say it's not a real rabbit. It's a magic rabbit. All right. Concluding mandala offering and dedication prayer. The fundamental ground is scented with incense and strewn with flowers, adorned with Mount Meru, the four continents, the sun, and the moon. I imagine this as a Buddha land and offer it. May all sentient beings enjoy this pure realm. I dedicate whatever virtues I have collected for the benefit of the teachings and of all sentient beings, and in particular for the essential teachings of Venerable Losang to shine forever. I send forth this jeweled mandala to you, precious Guru. I dedicate all this virtue to emulate the knowledge of the hero Manjushri and likewise Samantabhadra as well. With whatever dedication is praised as supreme by all the conquerors who traverse the 3 times, I also dedicate all my roots of virtue for the sake of auspicious deeds. In that pure land, surrounded by snowy mountains, you are the source of all benefit and happiness. All-powerful Avalokiteshvara Tenzin Gyatso, may you stay until samsara's end. I pray for the long life of the precious Khensur Wandak, upholder of scriptural and realizational doctrines, the spiritual friend who trained extensively in the 5 great philosophical texts with exceptional wisdom and perseverance. Suji Rinpoche Gutsi Shapi Denrala Ngatsu Lamrim Chenmo Konga Chirona. And also, when I give a response,